Hello friends, welcome back to Gardening Mindfully. Zenith here with another video from the Royal Botanic Garden in Sydney, Australia. The last time I was here in these gardens, the picture quality was really poor. So I'm hoping that we will get better quality in this video. The Royal Botanic Garden in Sydney is located in the heart of the city. It overlooks the harbour, where you can see the harbour bridge looming large in almost every direction. There are several entrances, including access next to the Sydney Opera House. The opening times are seasonal. During the winter months, which is when I'm visiting, the hours are 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Even though the park is large and has many gates, they certainly honor the closing time, which means it does close at 5:30 p.m. When it comes to admission, it's free to visit the gardens, to walk around, and to explore. The garden was established in 1816 and features over 27,000 different species of plants, many of which are divided into garden rooms. Most of the plants you will see are native to Australia and the South Pacific. The garden rooms include a wildflower meadow, the Pioneer Memorial Garden, which is a sunken garden, the Rose Palace Garden, the Succulent Garden, a fernery, and a herb garden. In addition to the garden rooms, there are plenty of open lawn spaces. It is late winter, early spring in Sydney, and you'll notice that this garden has already transitioned to spring planting. In the center of each one of these quadrants here, you'll notice that there are delphiniums. Those are the plants in the center, some of which has that spike coming up. Those are white delphiniums, and they are flanked on both sides with various colors of violas. This is the Pioneer Memorial Garden that was built in 1938. You will notice that there is a bronze Cupid overlooking the circular pond and garden. The sounds you are hearing in the background, which you'll hear throughout the entire video, comes from several sources. First, you'll hear the waterfall. It also comes from various wildlife that are prevalent in the gardens. For example, the noisy minor bird, which is a medium-sized nectar-feeding bird, which, as the name suggests, is very noisy. There is also the Australian white ibis, which is another noisy bird, along with other wildlife. And then you will hear sounds from the city, because the gardens are in the heart of downtown Sydney. Camellias are in season this time of the year in Sydney, and this Betty Ridley is lightly fragrant. You'll notice that the bloom is a double and the color is pink. It's a japonica, so this is the time they will bloom, which is late winter, early spring. It is hardy in zone 7 to 9 and enjoy part shade. Here is the Palace Rose Garden. The original garden was destroyed by fire in 1882. The current rose garden is the 9th to be planted here and was completed in 2006. You'll notice that there's also a pavilion, and I understand that it hosts a lot of weddings throughout the seasons. We are too early to see the colorful blooms, to hear the sound of the buzzing bees, and to smell the fragrance of the rose petals as they perfume the air. This garden, as well as the other gardens, are well maintained. and with a layer of straw for mulch, it is ready for spring. Here is one of my favorite views from the garden, where you can see the Sydney Harbour Bridge out in the distance. If you thought the hummingbird was the only bird to feed on flower nectar, think again. Here's a noisy miner, a relatively large bird in comparison to the hummingbird feeding on flower nectar. They are native to Australia and are also called honey eaters. Noisy miners are woodland birds, but they have adapted and are common throughout the city and suburban areas surrounding Sydney. Wow, just look at this beauty. This is a mature Madagascar dragon tree or Dracena marginata. It is hardy in USDA zones 10 to 12 and is a popular houseplant in areas that receives frost like my zone 8A. When grown indoors in a container, the plant can reach maybe 6 feet tall, but outdoors in its native habitat or similar, it can grow up to 20 feet tall. The Australian white ibis is one of 3 native species of ibis in Australia. They are wetland birds, but it is not uncommon to see them walking or flying around throughout downtown Sydney. The Australian white ibis also builds their nest high off the ground in trees. Here we have the succulent garden. Of all the themed garden rooms I've visited, this garden is the most remarkable by far. There are so many plants that it seems to go on for miles and miles. Some of the plants you will see are agaves, euphorbias, cacti, for example, the golden barrel cactus, Joshua tree, colorful aloes, jade, pachypodium or Madagascar palm, and a glorious dragon tree. The combination of plant textures makes the garden unique and special. This garden room I enjoyed the most. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I spent a total of 14 hours over a 7-day period of time visiting the garden, and I still have not seen the palm grove, the fernery, or the herb garden. It is a very expansive space. There is a large diversity of plants, many of which are native to Australia and the South Pacific. What I also enjoyed visiting these gardens is seeing the city skyline and the Arbor Bridge, and it is the perfect backdrop. There is also a lot of open spaces and lawn areas, and I have really enjoyed just sitting and people watching, and some of those areas also has shade, which is really nice. This is not just a garden, it's an adventure that allows one to connect with nature. And I have really enjoyed my time here and would certainly recommend it to anyone. The gardens here at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Sydney is beyond spectacular. Each garden room just seems to outdo the next garden room. I am really pleased and honored to be here, and I hope you will like and share this video and also subscribe to the channel. Bye, and I'll see you in the next video.